That's the spaceport. That's where I need to head. Oh, come on now. Back to the ship.
So this is Londonian. I've heard the stories, but I've never seen it with my own eyes.
Okay. Probably just
Something
went
you
straight to
might
the
be
cockpit.
interested
I can drop some stuff off in the storage as well. Which one of these is the storage? I always forget. Transfer. Resources. Oh. Alright, that's quite a lot of weight off my shoulders, literally. Espionage, man. This has been a really good storyline throughout here. So essentially, this is probably going to be him reaching out from beyond, trying to make sure
for you.
that the threat is completely contained. A little bit radical, but
Let me guess. You missed me and you couldn't stay away.
absolutely, Sarah. That's exactly what happened. Section something. Subsection 7.
Things for you.
Authorized personnel only. Threat has to stay here.
Technically, I suppose Sarah does even know because she's never been down in this room like I have.
Well, what a pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for?
Don't play dumb.
Now, what in the heavens would make you claim something as ludicrous as that?
We recovered your recording.
Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but I sincerely hope you didn't come to the wrong conclusions. After all, given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved with the attacks. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us.
I just want the truth.
You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The terramorph attacks on Tau City. New Atlantis. My doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I. Figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian. Learning to synthesize it. Use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing.
Who have you been working with?
All in due time. First,
No better way to show that you see what a deadly weapon they have in the Lazarus plant than to use it.
not a bad thought. But no, the attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport. Fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential.
Please, no secret is so dangerous that you could justify condemning so many lives.
Easy to say now, but at the time, I didn't know the Lazarus plant couldn't be plucked from the ground and used to cause even more death. I wasn't going to allow another dangerous variable to be added to an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You.
Wow. What an asshole.
There are no heroes without a villain. I simply arranged the opportunity for us to overcome one and become the other. And we all benefited. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday.
If you're waiting for me to say thank you, we're going to be here a while.
I'm simply looking for you to acknowledge the truth. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the attacks to the Cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the Cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlays and Orlays alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC.
Oh, wow. What kind of work we talking about?
Hunting down criminals and other threats to the United Colonies. I expect they'll give me a bit more free range once this is all over.
So this is like
You would help
Black
me,
Ops stuff.
like you did with Orlays. Track them down and keep them from doing harm to the United Colonies. Impossible, though, if the cabinet learns I'm the one responsible for the attacks.
Alright. I'm not sure what I'm going to tell the cabinet. That's craziness, man. My gut instinct, if I had played this the way I would
Whatever
normally
you
play it,
need, you got it.
I would have
Sounds
told her a
good.
long time ago.
Lead on.
But I was listening to outside influences who were like, you should totally not tell her. Now I know why. It's not a bad outcome. We're going to end up becoming like a Black Ops
I picked up something
type,
you might be interested
type operative. And no one's ever going to know. Like,
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the acyles are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against terramorphs.
perfect.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast enough. I already sent along info to the cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Any leads on who might have committed the attacks?
A man named Dr. Reginald Orlays.
Orlays? Reginald Orlays? He did this? I didn't think he was still alive. You're sure it was him?
Positive. The evidence is on the way to the cabinet.
I don't know much about Orlays, but anyone with a sick mind like that needs to be tried for his crimes and then dealt with appropriately.
That's some impressive work. So then give us the rundown. Where's Orlays now? Were you able to bring him in?
I tried, but he took his own life instead of coming peacefully. I could lie. Things went badly. Rather not talk about it.
Oh, Captain, I'm sorry. I won't pry any further. Well, at least you won't be able to hurt anybody else now. Might be the best we could ask for, given the circumstances. So I guess there's nothing else to do but get this all in front of the cabinet. Unless there were other things we needed to discuss.
Nope.
This might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cabinet weighs in on a decision regarding the terramorphs.
We're good.
Then here we go.
All that junk you're hauling is seriously slowing you down.
Be quiet, Sarah.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were
Where's
meeting
Pippin?
under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terramorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike. Is what I'm reading here true?
1 second, guys. Our property?
I do not appreciate information being withheld.
apparently, Chris was just telling me there was a racket outside. The chickens were going crazy. And she went outside, there was a possum in the yard. I guess here possums will steal eggs and that stuff, so she just had to go out there with a shovel and run off a possum. The good thing is they don't carry any diseases, really. Possums are relatively safe. Alright, don't worry, ma'am, we found the culprit.
The second report claims to know the perpetrator as well. Did Reginald Orleans
No, I always
actually
see
commit
it
these
in the front.
attacks, Captain?
Yeah, maybe he crossed. Yeah.
Silence gets us nowhere closer to our answers.
Hydrant, I think you should tell him.
You want me to? Well, we believe that report to be correct, ma'am. Reginald Orleans appears to have committed the attacks.
Reginald Orleans? Wasn't there a report he'd been killed recently?
Body was found floating around Etheria. Report mentioned you were sent to try and bring him in, Captain. I guess that didn't go according to plan.
Nope.
Ah, yes. I was told about your mission and who ordered it. Did you two suspect at the time Orleans might have been involved in the attacks?
Just thought we were a known criminal.
Well, it appears you were ahead of the curve. This report contains definitive evidence Orleans triggered the attacks via this Lazarus plant the Captain and Major Sanan uncovered.
Simply harrowing.
Indeed. Though it would have been preferable for him to have finally faced the UC's justice, it seems both of you are to be commended for ensuring he was dealt with before he could strike again. You have our thanks. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the Cabinet to ensure this can never happen again. As such, the Cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the plant will be classified to ensure no one else learns its true nature.
A sound decision, Madam President.
I mean, I'm not really invested enough in this for any of these decisions, any of these conversation points to matter. Other factions should be able to securing it.
Tell the Freestar Collective. Wow. So they have another tool to utilize against us?
The armistice.
I'm in agreement. I fail to see the value here.
The UC doesn't exactly have the best track record. This would ensure good behavior from both sides.
That's true. With all the mistakes and the deception that's been going on, the UC has an obligation to be as open and honest as possible.
Oh, that is an interesting idea. A grand gesture to further display this cabinet doesn't think like those of the past.
Indeed.
The observers on Mars have proven such a gesture can bear fruit.
So, you want us to make nice with the Collective by sharing our state secrets?
No, I want us to display plainly the UC's actual intentions, that the plant will never be used as a weapon again.
That does sound worthwhile, Chief Kulkarni. Very well. We'll get the Collective involved in the management. Thank you for the suggestion, Captain.
What did Pippin want when you took her
So
out?
then, to our final topic. The
Kitty and
Cabinet
Pippin
has
cuando
agreed to
sacaste
implement
hace
a
rato.
plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand this is only a partial solution.
It is a good
The
game.
project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will be handled.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
To someone
I'm gonna
with
go make
limited
some
knowledge
toast
of
in a minute.
biology, perhaps. The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. It isn't dangerous. Using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes, don't they?
As you can see, there remains debate among the cabinet. We were hoping your group might issue a recommendation. Major?
We've had a few discussions, but our group is similarly split. Only the captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter.
The safest route is the Asylees. That's my vote.
I'm in full agreement. No need be delving into unpredictable sciences.
Here's hoping they'll be kept on a short leash.
That, madam, is most certainly the plan.
Order, please. And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the captain's judgment.
Thank you.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day 1 for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division, making you 3 the founding members of the TMD.
The TMD,
As
baby.
befits such a group, the cabinet wanted to display its gratitude. Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
What does that mean, though?
It's a status reserved only for those who've dedicated their lives to the United Colonies, or done great things for its cause. Class 1s enjoy an ample credit disbursement, an additional reduction on the cost of colonial goods. And I'm told the penthouse is...
I get a penthouse.
Rather
This is why someone was
impressive.
telling me to avoid buying the apartment in the works or whatever.
You all
Am I doing
have earned
Outpost
it.
this playthrough?
Now,
Possibly.
There's much to be done. Major Sinan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts, spearheading the TMD's
Not going to confirm it
research
yet,
on
but
Mars.
possibly.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support for the TMD. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you'll have your pick of duties. Speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1.
Nice.
On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This meeting is adjourned.
Sweet. A legacy forged. This actually was not. I took the wrong. I took the wrong door. I needed to take the elevator.
Enjoy the penthouse. One of the finest views in New Atlantis.
Yeah, I can't wait to check out my penthouse. This is gonna be awesome.
Informed us of your new status.
Congratulations on making Class 1.
Well, I've got to say, this is a first. I've never had a Class 1 citizen in my ranks before. Congratulations, Captain.
I'm here to collect.
Luckily, I'm one step ahead of you. I've already gone ahead and processed your Class 1 benefits. All UC goods and services should now have a thanks for protecting the colonies discount.
Nice.
And the credits should be in your accounts now.
Thank you very much.
But to get into your penthouse, you'll have to pay a visit to the Aphelion Realty office. They should be able to grant you access.
Where's it at?
Just out the front door and across the plaza, by the embassy.
Okay. Well, guess what, Sarah? You and me are about to have a new pad.
Never a better time than right now to settle down and make New Atlantis home. Well, well, if it isn't the United Colony's newest Class 1 citizen. You've made quite a name for yourself in New Atlantis. In fact, the higher-ups want to thank you for your dedicated service by giving you one of the nicest pieces of real estate in the city. It's a premium penthouse at the top of Mercury Tower. What do you say? It'll just take a second to get you registered as the owner.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Great. You're in for... Okay, you're all set. Your new home's located in Mercury Tower in the residential district. You'll love the place.
Mercury
it has
Tower
a gorgeous
residential
floor plan
district.
and an Now that you're an owner, I'm sure I'll be seeing you around town.
Visit your new penthouse.
That your ship that landed not too long ago?
Residential district. Mercury Tower.
Definitely better than the last interceptor.
Excuse me. Oh, I'm feeling it finally. It is getting close to midnight. 11:30. Oh, and it's completely undecorated. Oh, hell yeah. This is awesome. So we have a penthouse apartment now. Oh my god, look at all these rooms. So we got a washer dryer room. Got a bedroom. We have... Oh wow, another bedroom. This might be the master. This has got to be the master. That's probably a balcony. Holy crap. How cool is that? God, look at the view. What else we got? And it's all undecorated, which means we got another bathroom there. We can go into decoration mode and we can start building this place out exactly as we want. This could be a pantry. Dude. And another balcony? Out of sheer curiosity, because I've been playing with performance mode on, what does it look like if we go into visual mode? What does the view look like? I like how they got the clouds and the fog. What if you could jump off? I'm not going to jump off, at least not this session. So I now own a penthouse apartment. Here's the decorator booth. Requires mats, of course. We could go look at the types of beds. We could go into the I don't like any of those beds. We might have to go searching if we can find something a little bit better, a little bit cooler. But we can now decorate. Awesome. Well, that's a fitting end to that. They did say the lieutenant has more missions for me and stuff too, so I could go back and check with him as we need to. But I think we've officially come to the end of the UC Vanguard storyline, which means the next one is going to be... we'll probably go do the SysDef quests next, which we haven't done. I did them originally in my first playthrough, but I haven't since then. And we've got a foyer here too, with 2 different elevators. Very cool. Alright folks, that's going to be a wrap to my once-in-a-lifetime evening stream. I don't ever stream this time at night. I should be back tomorrow normal time, noon central. Thanks for hanging out tonight, folks. I'm going to go get some sleep.